We are now into 2024 and we are starting the year afresh. Just like you will make resolutions for the year, so let's look at the checklist of things and recap what has happened in 2023. So I'm Edith from Property Bank. Let's dive in. Starting off with the commercial property segment, especially on offices, we know that hybrid work is here to stay. So we have passed the time that people are looking at returning back to office fully. So hybrid work is actually quite a fair bit. And for the tech companies, Lazada has fired some people. People are out of jobs. But however, for the tech companies, they remain to be key tenant for the CBD offices. So what we'll be expecting will be some shadow space coming out in the market. They are all nicely fitted. And it's a plug and play. So these are opportunities in the market for the corporate tenants looking for ready to start up offices in prime location. And on the other segment of it, which is the strata offices, we all know that residential has got the cooling measures, but for the commercial properties, it remains no ABSD. And we have also seen Shenton House, for example, going en bloc. Companies are looking out for the next office. Investors are also looking out for the next office. And plus you, someone who has already exhausted your ABSD, strata properties are definitely what to look out for. Now let's go to the industrial segment, because some of the so-called commercial property users may also downgrade to industrial premises for cost savings. So what has happened in 2023? We see two very diverse markets. So one huge market is the major landlords who are recycling their assets. So for example, the REITs, if you have not seen the previous property market update, do watch it. Well, you know that multiple properties are being sold, put up in the market discreetly. And for the SMEs, we have seen a huge return of the SMEs looking at purchase of industrial properties. After all, they are the most affordable in terms of the commercial industrial segment. The hot favorite, Shophouses. If we were to compare 2023, it is still a hot year for Shophouses. The number of transactions, we're talking about 118 Shophouses, and the total transaction value comes out to be 1.07 billion. However, it doesn't beat that record of 2021, which was a peak 245 Shophouses transacted, and that was a 1.84 billion. Wow! So Shophouses are hot favorites because people see it as a trophy assets. For family offices, for foreigners, they remain to be attractive. And in fact, for ourselves, we sold a shophouse also because for those that have exhausted their ABSD, this becomes a trophy asset. District 1, 7, and 8 remains to be hot because of the sustainable rental market. For retail, the tourist arrival has actually increased into Singapore, and we are seeing a number of retailers also taking the chance to re-enter the market, and those who are with many outlets, they are reviewing what's available for them in the retail shops. So major landlords remain hopeful, even though it has not surpassed their previous peak. But we do see that for the landlords, they are hoping 2023's growth will lead into 2024. Let's talk about the notable transactions. Let's begin with commercial offices. And the big news is Shenton House being snapped up for 538 million. Of course, that is not just the sum that they pay for, because there's also land betterment charges, as well as the top-up premium for it to be a fresh 99 years lease. And this is so clever because the buyer has another connecting plot, and this Shenton House will be redeveloped into a luxury service apartments, plus the Grade A offices. This means that they would have forked out 960 million in total. So this is definitely the notable transaction for office. And of course for Vision Crest, which is sold and then bought by a consortium. So after the seller actually held for 16 years, and to the next buyer, it is still a treasure hunt because they bought at 3,000 per square foot for the lettable area of 148,800 square feet, and that's for a sum of 450 million. So you hear of the big transactions, and when we scroll through, we note that there are many transactions from Wood Square, the Vision Exchange. So many offices are being transacted, but one such number that I want to actually flesh out is the Suntec offices being transacted. So there's level 44, level 36, and level 16. And all of them starting off with 3,050 per square foot up to about 3,500 per square foot. And value-wise between 14.5 million to 36.2 million. So these are also notable transactions that happens not just 1, 2, but 3 and more. For industrial, we will not miss out this one, which is Noel Building being sold for 81.18 million. Oh, I love the number. And if you look at not just the number itself, it is sold at 17% above the guide price. Many plus factors for this because first of all, it's a freehold. Secondly, it is B1 white. And let me explain to you, white means that some part of it can be retail usage. So if you know that for Noel Building, it is just a stone throw away from Grand Tro Mall and Grand Tro Complex. So in a way, I would say that despite paying 17% above the guide price, the buyer is definitely seeing some shine in this particular asset. The shophouses, they are ample. And in fact, we're just highlighting those that is above 10 over million. Shophouses below 10 million, there are still quite a number of transactions. I'd like to actually highlight to you District 1 and 2 versus outside of the District 1 and 2. So 1 and 2, we are talking about, like 51 South Bridge Road, that's transacted at 11.42 million at 1394 square feet, which means it works out to 8192 per square foot. And for Tanjong Pagar, that's not even a freehold, but look at the transaction. It's 16.2 million on this land of 1688 square feet and transacted at 9626 per square foot. That's also because the ground floor and all that, they've got good tenants and it's actually nicely renovated. You can see the marked difference between the transaction price here, where I'm going to share that's outside of this category. Okay, let me start off with Jalan Besar Shophouse. So that's actually being sold at 38.5 million, 6377 square feet at 6037 per square foot. Nice characteristic shophouses. And also the Geylang Road, which in the past for Geylang Road it wasn't so attractive, but today it is really hot. So 433 and 435 Geylang Road being sold at 30 million and 4517 square feet at 6642 per square foot. So you can have that marked difference between 8 to 9,000 per square foot in the prime location and slightly off fringe, about 6,000 over per square foot. And I like to highlight one that is actually a low-key discreet sale that is being sold at Cheong Chin Nam, 41 million over 11 to 12,000 square feet and per square foot pricing at 3,432 per square foot. So that's very clever of the buyer to make the purchase. Coming to the notable transactions of retail, the numbers are really big and we're talking about Far East Shopping Centre. You will miss this because it's transacted at 908 million, that is close to 1 billion. And it is at 3,350 per square foot per plot ratio. So looking at the prime location, looking at it is freehold, and looking at the experience of the buyer with hospitality and retail experience, this Chinese buyer is going to transform this particular asset. I am excited to see what they have in stock for it. 91.68 million, which is for Jalita Shopping Centre. And of course, for Jalita Shopping Centre, some of you may not be so familiar, but if you look at the Holland Road vicinity, there's basically not many for sale, and this boutique-ish shopping mall is definitely a prize asset, a trophy asset to own. Why? The buyer actually bought it at 91.68 million, and this is much above the guide price of 85 million, and it's freehold. And I am also excited to see such boutique transactions that is happening. Now that we have wrapped up 2023, so what plans do you have for 2024 as a corporate decision maker, an investor, and a SME owner? So stay tuned for our next episode, as we will be sharing with you actionable insights for business real estate. And I'm Edith from Property Bank. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. And you know how much hard work we have put in for the contents. So do subscribe to our channel, and see you soon.